Hello everyone and welcome to the debut episode of the Persona Compendium, a series where we take a deep dive into the Velvet Room archives to discover the fascinating origins behind each and every persona. All of the different personas have an interesting story behind them, so I hope to break them down one by one and tell you everything you need to know about these iconic creatures. One of my favorite parts of the Persona series is all of the real-world connections that these creatures have, whether it's through mythology, works of fiction, or even real people. So this series was not only a great opportunity for me to find out about the backstories and lore behind these characters, but also an opportunity for me to share what I've learned with you guys. Hopefully you learned something new through this, and maybe gain a newfound appreciation for one of your favorite personas. Today, we are going to be looking at the starting personas for the initial Persona 5 cast: Arsene, Captain Kidd, Carmen, and Zorro. So without further ado, let's bring on our first persona.
Arsene!
Arsene, who is Joker's persona, and every Smash player's worst nightmare, is based on Arsene Lupin, a fictional character created by French author Maurice Leblanc. Most of you should recognize that name from somewhere, as Maurice Leblanc served as the inspiration for Café Leblanc, Soldier's Café, and Joker's residence. Arsene Lupin was known as a gentleman thief. He would steal things from the rich or the unworthy, blurring the lines between criminal and hero. In fact, Leblanc made Lupin's motives purposefully unclear, so the reader could determine for themselves whether Lupin was good or not. This idea of a hero who performs questionable acts, or an anti-hero, is a common theme throughout all the personas we're going to talk about today, so keep an eye out for that common thread. Arsene Lupin's first appearance was in a set of stories published in 1905 in the French magazine Je sais tout. I really hope there isn't anyone who speaks French watching this video. Anyways, Lupin's adventures usually involve some sort of theft, which is always preceded by one of his trademark calling cards, an idea that would be used by the Phantom Thieves as well. Lupin would often be on the run from the police, and the majority of his stories described how he would outsmart them in various ways. In a story written in 1906, Leblanc introduced Sherlock Holmes into the Arsene Lupin universe, as a foil to the titular gentleman thief. Holmes was used as an opposing force to Lupin, often working with the police to try to catch him in the act. After Holmes' first appearance, however, Arthur Conan Doyle, creator of Sherlock Holmes, threatened to sue Leblanc for Holmes' unauthorized appearance, so the character was changed to the completely original Sherlock Sholmes, who solved crimes with his partner, Wilson. Somehow this was okay with Doyle's lawyers. If any of you are hardcore anime fans, you might recognize the name Arsene Lupin from the classic anime and manga series, Lupin III, one of the most influential anime in the 70s. The series is based on the original stories, with the main character being a direct descendant of the original Arsene Lupin. Looking at the persona's design, you can see that it shares Lupin's signature top hat and gentlemanly outfit. In an interview, Persona series character designer Shinjinori Sojima stated that Arsene's design is intended to look old school while also looking stylish, also adding that the cape and wings were to make him look like a thief from somewhere normal people don't belong.
Captain Kidd!
Ryuji's starting persona, Captain Kidd, is based off of William Kidd, a real-life sailor from the 1600s, or as he would be better described as, a pirate. Arr! He hails from Scotland, and he worked closely with the British. After a mutiny that overthrew his previous captain, Jean Fantin, Kidd became the new captain by vote of the crew. He renamed his ship the Blessed William, narcissistic much, and sailed with his crew all across the 7 seas. Or he would have if the Blessed William wasn't stolen shortly after, forcing him to return to England. When he did, he took up a new job, tracking down and invading French ships, with his only payment being the loot he claimed along the way, a classic pirate story. With a new crew and a new ship called the Adventure Galley, Kidd set sail once again. Kidd was rather subdued by pirate standards, and was not anywhere near as ruthless as other famous pirate captains. However, he did kill one of his crewmates once. One of his gunners insisted on firing on a ship that belonged to the Dutch, but Kidd did not want to anger the Dutch, so he attempted to knock the gunner out with an iron bucket, but the blow was too hard, and the man was dead by the next day. Overall, Kidd's escapades went well. He and his crew conquered many French ships without making any unnecessary enemies. That all changed when Kidd and his crew raided the Quai da Merchant, a 400-ton cargo ship that appeared to be no different from the other ships they had taken. Remember that comment I made about not making any unnecessary enemies? Well, raiding this ship pissed off a lot of people. Here is the list of factions that this pissed off. The ship was owned by and made in India with an Indian crew. The ship flew with the flag of Armenia. The captain of the ship was a British man, and he was carrying cargo that belonged to the Grand Mogul, head of the Mughal Empire. with the only French connection being the blessing from the French crown to pass through these waters. Kid realized the ship's connection to England through the captain, but at that point it was already too late. The ship had already been completely ransacked and destroyed. Safe to say, this sunk Kid's career as a pirate and his relationship with Britain. In an attempt to avoid being punished, Kid fled to the New York colony under an invitation from the New York governor, claiming he would help keep Kid safe, but he immediately betrayed Kid and turned him into the British crown. Kid was sentenced to death under charges of murder and piracy, and was hung in the British port in 1701, remaining there for years as a warning to other pirates. Many historians believe that Kid was wrongly punished for his crime, revisiting the idea of the anti-hero we addressed before. When it comes to the persona design, there's not too much to say. Not many design details are borrowed from the real Kid specifically. The pirate getup is more of a general design choice, symbolizing his identity as a pirate.
Dance, Carmen!
Carmen, the initial persona of Arsene, is based on a character from a French novel also called, well, Carmen. The book Carmen was written by French author Prosper Mérimée in 1845. More notably, the book was adapted into a very famous opera by the same name, with being the second most performed opera of all time. Yeah, I researched an opera for this. If that's not dedication, I don't know what is. Carmen, meaning the character Carmen, not to be confused with the persona Carmen, or the book Carmen, or the opera Carmen, is a gypsy who is described as a seductress, luring men in with her charm and finding someone new as soon as she got bored with her lover. The book, which takes place in Spain, follows an army man named Jose, who meets Carmen when she is restrained after trying to attack another woman with a knife. Jose sets her free, and he deserts the army to run off with Carmen and join her band of gypsy smugglers. They fall in love until Carmen reads a fortune that foretells both of their deaths. Carmen then finds another man that she falls in love with, and when Jose finds out, he stabs Carmen to death in a fit of jealousy, then turns himself in and admits to his crime, leading to his execution. A large aspect of the book that was not included in the opera was the presence of a narrator who hears the story from both main characters' perspectives before they die, but he really wasn't important at all. It's no wonder the opera cut him. Design-wise, the Persona team didn't have much to go off of, considering Carmen doesn't have any iconic outfit or design. Her dress is clearly based off of a rose, playing off the symbol of roses being beautiful, but dangerous. The tiny people with hearts for heads surrounding her represent the men that she would seduce into doing her wishes, and shows Carmen's dominant personality.
Zorro!
Our final persona of the day is Zorro, belonging to everyone's favorite, or least favorite, cat, Morgana. Zorro, which means fox in Spanish, is based on a fictional character of the same name, created by American writer Johnston McCulley in 1919. Zorro, whose real name is Don Diego de la Vega, is a masked vigilante who protects the commoners from various villains. His stories take place in the Spanish-ruled California during the 1920s. He wears a mask and operates at night fighting crime. Wait. Why does this all sound familiar? Oh, it's Batman! He's literally Spanish Batman. Though Zorro did come first, so I guess Batman is like an American Zorro? I mean, there's even more similarities here. They're both crime-fighting superheroes who wear black, lost at least one of their parents, inherited a great fortune, live a double life, live in a mansion. Their hero names both come from an animal, with a secret lair named after said animal located under their mansion, with a butler who is one of the only ones who know their identity. Boy, I guess Batman isn't as original of an idea as we all thought. Another thing that Batman and Zorro share is the idea of the vigilante hero, someone who fights for good, but can use morally questionable methods. For example, he defeats his enemies by using a signature Z strike, a series of 3 slashes that leaves a Z mark in the face of his foe. He directly opposes the corrupt governor of California, and often fights and defeats his henchmen. Zorro's first appearance was in a book titled The Mark of Zorro, which was originally intended to be a standalone book. The book was adapted into a successful silent film in 1920, which encouraged McCulley to write more Zorro stories. In total, McCulley wrote over 50 Zorro stories before his death. Comparing Zorro's design to his literary counterpart, Persona Zorro has the signature sombrero, cape, and black motif, which were all commonly associated with Zorro. However, the design does not incorporate Zorro's signature mask, due to the persona not having a head, which is ironic considering the prevalence of masks in Persona 5. And that does it for our first episode of the Persona Compendium. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I just wanted to take a second to tell you guys my plans for both this series and my channel in general. This series has been an idea I have been wanting to act on for a while, and my newfound free time in quarantine has given me a perfect opportunity. I can't give you guys any promise as far as consistency in my upload schedule, but I'll try to get these episodes out as fast as I can. Next time, I plan to tackle the other 4 starting personas as the main cast: Goemon, Johanna, Necronomicon, and Milady. I hope I can get through this series before my life gets busy again, but there's no promises there. As much as I would love to continue working on videos for as long as I have ideas, this is just a passion project for now, and there's no telling how long I'll be able to keep this up. As far as videos outside the series, I have a bunch of ideas for videos looking to a wide variety of games, not just Persona. I'd love to talk about other games I'm passionate about, such as Zelda, Xenoblade, Pokemon, and other miscellaneous games that I have extremely relevant opinions on. So if you like what you saw today, stick around and hopefully I'll make some new stuff that will pique your interest in the future. But with that, I think that's going to do it for this video. Subscribe if you like what you saw, and stay tuned for the next episode. Until then, stay safe out there, everyone.